Imagine a world where suffering is not an anomaly, but an inescapable reality. Where even the brightest minds must grapple with the inevitability of death, the fragility of virtue, and the ruthless hand of fate. This is the world Aristotle dared to explore, a world not of abstract ideals, but of raw, unsettling truths. In today's video, we're diving deep into the shadows of Aristotle's philosophy, unraveling the dark threads that weave through his thoughts on existence, knowledge, and the human condition. These are the ideas that reveal the cracks in the foundations of our beliefs, that force us to confront the limits of our knowledge, and that challenge the very essence of what it means to live a virtuous life. If you're ready to explore the unvarnished realities that most choose to ignore, stay with us as we uncover the 10 deep, dark philosophies of Aristotle, truths that may just change the way you see the world, forever. Number 1. The inescapability of suffering. Aristotle recognized suffering as an inescapable part of human existence. Unlike more optimistic views that seek to transcend or escape suffering, Aristotle accepted it as an intrinsic aspect of life. Suffering arises from the natural imperfections and fluctuations of the world. According to Aristotle, even those who strive for eudaimonia, human flourishing, will encounter pain and adversity. This suffering is not necessarily a result of personal failure, but a fundamental aspect of the human experience, which can arise from external circumstances such as illness, loss, or misfortune. Aristotle's acceptance of suffering as a constant reminder of life's fragility underscores a profound and sometimes dark view of human existence. Example: consider a successful individual who has achieved professional and personal goals but faces severe illness. Despite their achievements in virtuous life, the individual is not immune to the suffering caused by their health condition. This example illustrates how suffering can disrupt even the most accomplished lives, reflecting Aristotle's view that pain is an inevitable aspect of existence. Number 2. The tragic dimension of human life. Aristotle's concept of tragedy, as articulated in his Poetics, highlights the tragic nature of human life. Tragedy, for Aristotle, involves a noble character who experiences a downfall due to a combination of personal flaws, hamartia, and external forces. This tragic dimension reveals that even the most virtuous individuals are not immune to suffering and ruin. The fall from grace, driven by a mix of internal imperfections and uncontrollable external circumstances, underscores the fragility and vulnerability inherent in human life. This tragic vision of life reflects the darker side of Aristotle's thought, where even greatness is subject to downfall and suffering. Example: in Shakespeare's Macbeth, the protagonist, despite his noble status and virtues, is ultimately brought down by his own ambition and external manipulations. Macbeth's downfall demonstrates Aristotle's tragic vision, where even greatness is subject to destruction by forces both internal and external. Number 3. The limits of human knowledge. Aristotle's acknowledgement of the limits of human knowledge introduces a darker perspective on intellectual pursuits. Despite his emphasis on reason and empirical observation, Aristotle recognized that human understanding is inherently limited. The complexity of the universe and the nature of existence exceed our cognitive capacities. This realization implies that even the most thorough and reasoned inquiries will always fall short of complete understanding. The acceptance of intellectual limitations challenges the belief in the omnipotence of reason and highlights the uncertainty and incompleteness that pervade human knowledge. Example: the ancient Greek understanding of the cosmos was limited by their observational tools and scientific knowledge. Even though Aristotle made significant contributions, the inability to comprehend the full scope of the universe, such as the later discovery of galaxies, reflects the limitations of human knowledge that Aristotle himself acknowledged. Number 4. The inevitability of death. Death is a central concern in Aristotle's philosophy, representing the ultimate limitation on human life. Aristotle viewed death as a natural and unavoidable end that renders all human achievements temporary and finite. This awareness of mortality casts a shadow over the pursuit of eudaimonia, as it underscores the transience of all human endeavors. Aristotle's acceptance of death as an inevitable conclusion to life's journey emphasizes the fleeting nature of existence and the ultimate impermanence of our accomplishments. Example: a celebrated artist might leave a lasting legacy through their work, but their own life is finite. The eventual death of the artist underscores the impermanence of their personal experience, despite the lasting impact of their creations. This awareness of mortality highlights the fleeting nature of individual accomplishments. Number 5. The fragility of virtue. Aristotle's exploration of virtue reveals its inherent fragility. While he extolled virtues such as courage, wisdom, and justice, he also recognized that these qualities are vulnerable to external pressures and internal weaknesses. Even the most virtuous individuals can find their moral character compromised by unforeseen circumstances or personal failings. This fragility of virtue underscores the precarious nature of moral development and the constant struggle to maintain ethical integrity in a world marked by uncertainty and adversity. Example: a political leader known for their integrity may face corruption or coercion, which compromises their moral principles. Despite their previous virtuous conduct, the fragility of virtue is exposed when faced with powerful external influences, illustrating Aristotle's understanding of the precarious nature of moral excellence. Number 6. The role of fate and chance. Aristotle's philosophy acknowledges the significant role of fate and chance in human life. While he emphasized the importance of virtue and rational action, he also recognized that many aspects of life are determined by forces beyond our control. Fate and chance can influence our lives in unpredictable and uncontrollable ways, leading to both fortune and misfortune. This acknowledgement introduces a sense of existential randomness, challenging the notion of a purely rational or just universe. The role of fate and chance highlights the limitations of human agency and the uncertainty that pervades our existence. Example: a talented athlete may suffer a career-ending injury due to an accident. Despite their skill and hard work, the outcome was influenced by chance rather than their abilities. This example illustrates how fate and chance can alter the course of life, regardless of individual effort. Number 7. The burden of choice. Aristotle's exploration of moral choice reveals the heavy burden that accompanies human freedom. The ability to make choices is central to Aristotle's concept of virtue, but it also comes with significant responsibility and potential for regret. The possibility of making wrong choices and facing their consequences can be a source of anxiety and inner conflict. This burden of choice emphasizes the complexity of moral decision-making and the emotional weight of responsibility that accompanies human freedom. Example: a person faced with the choice between pursuing a lucrative career or following their passion for a less financially stable field may experience significant stress. The responsibility for making the right decision and the potential regret of choosing incorrectly highlight the emotional weight associated with moral and personal choices. Number 8. The illusion of permanence. Aristotle's recognition of the impermanence of all things challenges the human desire for stability and permanence. He understood that everything in the physical world is subject to change, decay, and eventual destruction. This impermanence applies not only to material objects but also to human relationships, institutions, and even our understanding of truth. The realization of this impermanence challenges the search for lasting stability and highlights the transient nature of all that we hold dear. Example, an empire might seek to establish a lasting legacy through monumental architecture and cultural achievements. However, over time, these symbols of permanence may decay or be forgotten, reflecting the inherent impermanence of human endeavors and institutions. Number 9. The struggle for meaning. Aristotle's philosophy acknowledges the difficulty of finding meaning in a world marked by suffering and uncertainty. While he believed that meaning could be found through the pursuit of eudaimonia and the practice of virtue, he also recognized that this search is fraught with challenges. The struggle to find purpose amid suffering and existential doubt adds a dark dimension to Aristotle's thought. This recognition of the difficulty in finding meaning underscores the complexity of the human condition and the existential quest for purpose. Example, an individual who has achieved personal and professional success may still struggle with existential questions about the purpose of life. Despite outward accomplishments, the internal struggle to find deeper meaning and purpose in the face of life's inherent uncertainties reflects Aristotle's recognition of the complexity of the search for meaning. Number 10. The unattainability of perfection. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean, the idea that virtue lies in moderation between extremes, reflects his understanding of the unattainability of perfection. Human beings are constantly striving for balance and moral excellence, but this balance is precarious and difficult to achieve. The pursuit of perfection is an ongoing process rather than a final state, and the unattainability of complete virtue highlights the inherent limitations of human nature. This realization of the impossibility of perfect virtue adds a somber note to Aristotle's philosophy, reflecting the continuous struggle and imperfection that characterize the human experience. Example, an individual may strive to live a life of perfect balance between work, family, and personal interests. Despite their best efforts, achieving perfect equilibrium is elusive, demonstrating the ongoing struggle and imperfection that characterize the human pursuit of virtue. As we close this journey into the shadow depths of Aristotle's philosophy, I invite you to take a moment and reflect on the unsettling truths we've uncovered. These are not just ancient musings, they are piercing insights into the human condition that continue to echo through time, challenging us to confront the darker realities of life. Aristotle didn't shy away from the harshness of existence, and neither should we. If these deep, dark philosophies have resonated with you, sparking a new perspective or igniting questions you've never dared to ask, then let's continue this exploration together. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss out on more content that dives beneath the surface of the everyday and into the profound. Drop a comment below on which of these philosophies shook you the most, and share this video with someone who's ready to look at life through a darker, but clearer lens. Remember, understanding the shadows within can illuminate our path forward. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and keep diving deep.